You guys are the miniature Property Brothers. We're like, oh my God.
I'm like, so we got that and we became friends with the producer of the commercial. So that was funny.
They all think that we're their brothers. Like everywhere we go, like we used to be servers at a restaurant. So we work at a wedding or at a bar, and then people are like, all right, what's going on? Like, you guys are the Property Brothers. I'm just like, sales are doing bad, you know, house market's going to the ground. We're just picking up a second job.
Yeah.
Like, but you guys are so short compared to them. Like camera angles.
He goes, man, do one.
We look huge on TV. You know, we're only 5'9" in real life.
Yeah. And then the manager, like, we met the manager, like, we should do like a tiny house Property Brothers kind of thing. Spin to it, right?
Yeah, flip tiny houses.
Yeah, flip tiny houses. Yeah, for millennials. So that's a funny concept.
It's a little Property Brothers. You guys really should wear some name tags, because getting in here, I was gonna try and guess which one was Marko and which one was Niko, but now I'm pretty blind. I'm gonna say Marko's in the gray.
This guy knows us pretty
good
well.
eye. Yeah, good eye. Yeah.
It
Wow.
is.
You guys look more like the Property Brothers than you do yourself.
Yeah, we're the little versions of them.
Yeah, tiny house brothers.
Just going out, I checked out your YouTube page and I started watching a lot of your videos, and I just want to know, like, where did this all start? I saw your first video. It's on YouTube right now. Well, it's showing that's your oldest, and it was the Tinder date. Is that how this all started?
So that actually is the way it started for our YouTube channel, Even Out. But we started before with an older channel, and that we blew up there. But it was more of like more edgier pranks, if you will.
Yeah, we did a couple. Yeah, we did a couple of more crazier pranks. We went to LA and we stayed there for half a year and filmed a bunch of pranks. And then after that point, we came back to Canada and we decided to start our own twin kind of channel.
We had a sense that we can maybe, you know, attack or, you know, take over like the twin kind of style instead of just like being a prankster channel with like different types of pranks. We can have a niche.
Just to find a niche, yeah.
Yeah, so that's how it started.
I would definitely say you did that. And I understand where you're trying to come from. Like, doing the podcasting thing, it's not extremely unique. So I'm trying to make my style as I go a little more unique to people, and have more of the genuine conversation, kind of how Joe Rogan does it, instead of making everything seem like it's all tailored to a question or some kind of answer. Yeah. But you guys went to LA for 6 months.
Yeah, that was like I think 2015, 16.
Yeah,
we were up there and we did a bunch of pranks, and it was like more of those R-rated pranks. And we had a blast. We, you know, partied with all those crazy celebrities down there, but it was just, I guess, to keep up with those more style pranks, we decided to do something more just
tailored around our
just more of a PG kind of atmosphere on our YouTube channel,
which kind of broadens the audience more, as opposed to just like more of the edgy pranks go for the younger generation. We kind of target the older, younger, and
all the people want to get confused,
whatnot. Yeah,
you've definitely hit your niche. LA is I can understand why you chose LA. I've thought about it a couple of times. Just like, if I just wanted to pick up and move and start over with no one around, and where would be the best opportunity? And they always talk about LA being a huge place for opportunity. Did you guys always know that you guys were coming back, or did you think you'd stay?
Well,
we wished we'd stay, but we knew in the back of our heads we can't stay longer than 6 months
at a time. And so it's difficult, like back then, because like YouTube was so much more easier. The space was easier to get in.
Right.
So lower quality of camera work or lower editing was required at that time. So that time was to make your mark, you know. So nowadays it's almost more difficult because you have to have, you know, a film basically to get recognized, because to capture someone's attention for like 10 minutes is just becoming so hard.
It's so diluted that people could just click off your video any second, because there's so much videos at once on YouTube. So it's good. It's gotten good, because when we lived in LA, we learned the ins and outs of YouTube, kind of took a crash course.
It's like an education almost.
Yeah, so we kind of knew how to, you know, approach filming, editing, attacking, the pranking kind of style.
And what to look for,
yeah, exactly.
And plus the weather was great.
Yeah, probably better than, actually today's not bad, but better than the fall seasons. So
yeah.
When you guys were in LA, did you guys have a specific goal? Were you hoping to find some other viral kids? Like in 15, was Vine big at that point?
Yeah, man.
It was literally the ending last 2 years of Vine, and when we came back, and that's when Vine kind of went out. So it was
Vine, it was YouTube, it was almost like TikTok, where nowadays it was all that kind of stuff. But the thing is with LA, just I guess the weather's all year round, so people can like literally just be there all year round and continue doing, you know, videos. Like for us, it's hard in Canada just because of the weather and the location and stuff like that. So you have to be very unique.
And everyone's on vacation in LA, so they're more easier to prank as opposed to, locals.
Yeah, you don't go for locals, you go for the tourists.
Tourists, that's right.
Which makes a lot of sense now that you say it. When I've been to Cuba a couple times, and even when I travel to the States, it feels like you're not in your own element. You're always like on edge, like, where am I? I don't recognize this stuff. So I could definitely see you guys catching some people off guard that way.
That's the main goal, exactly, when they least expect it,
Yeah.
So that's a big change coming back from LA and changing over. Like, was it both of your guys' page when you guys were doing the pranks, or was it one of you? Or
it was a part of another channel we were part of. It was like a group of 4 guys, and then we started up together there and went to LA, and we came back and just started doing kind of different things because we wanted to focus a lot of energy on music at the time.
That was our priority.
So like filming was like just to get our doors in marketing almost, and then kind of if we can advertise our music through that.
Mm-hmm.
So with your music, you guys have a band called Still Seasons?
Yes, yeah. I'm the drummer and I play the instruments, and he sings and plays the guitar.
And our cameraman, who's our cameraman for our YouTube channel, he's our guitarist.
Yeah, so we keep everything in the family.
Yeah. I watched some of your stuff on Spotify, and I actually watched some of your videos that were on. I think they're on YouTube. Where they are?
Yeah. We got another.
I saw the video of it. Like, you were playing the drums and you were messing around with some beats and.
Yeah. So he started the old channel too with us. So he was a cameraman from back then, and then that's how we got to become good friends.
Yeah, we became best friends in music, and so music was like
kind of took over.
Yeah, took over, and then we're doing music. I'm like, why not film? I'm trying to do some filming in between music, and that's how it literally just started going.
Yeah,
because we're all buddies and we have the same kind of idea, and so.
It's cool, man. I have sat down with some buddies before and thought, like, why wouldn't someone want to watch us? Like, we're funny as hell. Like,
that's
I thought about it so many times. It's just like actually getting them around and doing it is a lot more of an objective than anything. But
of course, I always say you're the funniest when the camera's not on.
Yeah.
So true. That's so
you gotta have that camera on all the time. That's what it comes down to.
You gotta forget it's filming too. That's the big one to get over it.
Yeah, and you got to remember like what you're saying. Like, today's day and age, you say the wrong thing on any social media platform, there's a good chance you're leaving that social media platform.
Yeah, so 100%.
Yeah, I can see where the risk is there for sure. Yeah. But anyway, moving forward, with the Still Seasons, you're the drummer, Marko.
Yes.
I did take drum lessons a lot when I was a kid, and I thought I was mediocre, but then I started watching some other guys shred, and watching you do it the other day, just trying to think of other opportunities and ways to converse, it made me miss it, and now I really want to buy a drum set again. I don't know, my fiance will be too pumped on that.
You have to get the electric kit, huh?
Yeah, to keep it quieter.
True, I have seen those, but actually, when I started taking lessons, that's how they tried to teach me, was on the electric kit.
The path of that, yeah.
I could see doing it once you're good at it and you know what to listen for, and you can throw the headset on and you can keep rolling. But when I was trying to learn, I was so used to going home to my actual drum kit. It was kind of hard to absolutely get used to.
For sure. And that's the biggest thing as a drummer, like you have your own you make your own style and drum set. And then when you have to go change it, it's still difficult to play. But after a while, you just, you develop just that, just a feeling or hearing for it. And then, you can play it anywhere. And lucky we're twins is because we can read each other's minds. We're kind of playing. So we're always doing stuff live. Yeah. And so that's what works for us too. Yeah.
That's sweet. Yeah. Back to the pranking. I walked through your videos and I was looking up all your views and stuff. And you guys are at like 22.2 million views on YouTube. And I didn't even know until after we had already started talking, I didn't even know you had a TikTok, which you guys went from 0 to 100 on there too. But and with your videos, I saw the triplet drive-through. Can you guys talk me through how you guys came up with that idea and how you executed it?
Sure. So we're always stuck in the drive-through.
Us too. We always found out we're always stuck in the drive-through. And that's when the ideas come, man. When you're just in the least expecting it,
We started off with the drive-through. My brother was inside, actually. That's how it started. And then you could tell, the employees were kind of like, wait a second, you just went to the drive-through. Meanwhile, the other was inside. So we kind of started to think over a cup of coffee after. And
we figured out, especially during COVID time, the drive-through was the only one that kind of benefited, is because like we can do it, but still not be in contact with the people. So once with that developed, we're like, why not see if the other twin can take the same kind of car and follow me right behind me when I went to the drive-through. And then I'm just like, so what about one more time?
Yes. So we started with a twin deja vu drive-through, and then we got to think the third one would be funny. We never incorporated it as a triplet prank. We thought about it as the twins going around 3 times, but the way I edit it on YouTube, kind of clickbaity, if you will.
Yeah.
If you say triplets, because people are like, oh, triplets. I've never seen triplets on YouTube. So.
And that's where the clickbait comes in.
Yeah. That saying goes around a lot in this industry. I hear it so much.
Yeah.
But you definitely got me to click on it, and I knew who you guys were already. I knew you guys weren't triplets, but even when you edited the front of the video where it was the two of you standing outside of the garage, third one pops up, you guys are ready to go. He hops in a vehicle. It was smooth. It was clever. It was very well done.
Thank you. It all came out through an accident too, because I just did that just to see if people get fooled. But I never thought it was a triplet until
we can add one more person in.
So like the thumbnail, you can see it says twin A, twin B, twin C. So I never thought about triplets. So everybody's commenting, and then I leave that so people can comment, and that helps the algorithm more. If like they're not twins, they're triplets. So
you get questioned. Yeah, and one of the things people have to understand is like the more you question your audience and the more they start typing, it helps the algorithm up. So almost anything that you can question their kind of what they're watching,
subconscious.
Yeah, subconscious is a good thing to get the videos kind of rolling more.
Yeah.
That's a good point, and I'm glad you said that, because that's other stuff I wanted to touch on. I never understood. I know there's like 1,000 subscribers to help with. There's like a first step. I forget what it's called now, and I can't believe I'm blanking on that. It's just to help you get recognized. Sorry.
Oh, algorithm, right? You're talking about the algorithm or the monetization?
Monetization.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
So
that helps you obviously get your view count up, does it not?
Not really. That just helps you get monetized in case you do get a viral video. One hit wonders. A lot of channels are like one hit wonders, so they don't want more channels after like I think it was 2018.
Yeah, it was recent, 2018. Yeah.
Don't quote me, but like now you can't get a viral video and then get paid for right away. You need 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 views every year,
and a certain amount of hours on YouTube to qualify to be a partner with YouTube to get paid.
You have to be monetized in order to get paid.
For sure.
Yeah.
That's something that like you'd have to really search for that, or at least I would. I didn't know that. Like I didn't realize, and it makes complete sense. You see these one videos come out, hits 30 million views, and then you never see the person again until like 15 years later. They're like, look where this guy is.
Exactly.
It's like 90% of those idiots,
So that's what I think they started to do that in 2019. So like, it's harder now too, but it's also it helps the algorithm.
Yeah.
It's tough to put a finger on. So we're still trying to figure out that, but we'll see how it goes. Usually our videos, when we upload our video, the one that we don't expect to do good, it always gets viral. So like one of the recent ones we posted was a glitch
in the Matrix. Yeah.
And that we were thinking, like, this is not going to do any good. The reactions aren't that good. I was thinking back, man, I'm just going to edit it, put up a couple of nice transitions and put it up. And 1 month, it's like 1.2 million. I'm like, oh my goodness, that I didn't expect that to even get 10.
Especially from London area.
Where 20,000 views, you know, on 1.2. So
I always wondered, like, especially with like all your videos that are going viral, does your phone just blow up all of a sudden? Like, I know I've had some views. Like, I have a website because I go on the podcast channel. So for me to go on Spotify and all that stuff, I have to have a website. Yeah. But when I've had my level of success, when I've got those views, it comes through as notifications. Or even when I post something that does well, like I posted a couple of TikToks that got like 3,000, and it was just like I had to turn off my notifications, and I only hit 3,000 people. But it was just like a couple comments here, person tagging you here.
Yeah.
And it was such a small scale. Is your phone going crazy, or you guys shut all this stuff off and just look at it day by day?
That's exactly. It's funny how you said that, though. Up till then, I was like, I'll never turn off my notifications, But now I go on it. It's like thousands every 10 minutes or 20 minutes.
And that's the trick too, because like you're interested in what people want to say from the learning aspect, and that's the reason if I were to read comments, it would be like
constructive criticism.
Constructive criticism. But there are also a lot of idiots too, like like a lot of idiots, negative comments. You got to read, like, you don't want to read them, but at the same time, like, they're helping your video out as well by commenting on it. So even if they say
it's a win-win for you at the end of the day. So,
but nonetheless,
there's no bad publicity.
Yeah,
exactly.
Exactly. But we do sometimes when we get a viral video, we get blown up, and then there's days.
So how it
nothing
works
happens. Yeah.
On TikTok, it's a different story than YouTube. I'll go with YouTube first. It's when we get a viral video, so it goes in the algorithm through your recommended page. So that's a lot of browse features, and it comes up whoever you subscribe to notification, and that's 70% for us usually, and that's how you want to target off the first few days. So usually you can guess how it's going to do after the first month of your feed. So if you have a bigger feed, subscriber rate, the more it's
chances,
in the first little life of the video. But if you have lower subscribers, it takes a month or two to get picked up. And usually if it's just one video that gets picked up, say that 1.2 million views, we got a glitch. That got us, I think, 20,000 subscribers. But sometimes we have a video like the triplet one, which got us 4.6 or 7 million, which got the other videos to go in the algorithm just because that video is so unique. So that got us 100,000, like 80,000. So it's like depending on the video that triggers the other.
And it comes to consistency as well. You know, like with anything you do, like no matter what niche you are, is consistent. And I guess we're still learning. Like we still have so much and
we're still a small channel, man. Don't get me wrong. You know, still small. So we have a lot to grow with.
And that's what we want to do. We want to grow a lot more avenues and stuff like that, because YouTube is just such a big platform to get into different things, you know.
Stepping stone. That's how we look at it as,
And then with you stuff, your podcasts are awesome. Like that niche is really cool.
Yeah, we like the concept you have going on. So
I love it. Heart to Heart, your last name, right?
Hat off to that. It's a good idea.
I appreciate that, guys. It's nice to hear you guys say that, and it's not also nice to hear about you guys say that you're still a small YouTube channel, which it is true in the realm of YouTube itself. It is,
for sure.
And it's not a bad thing. But the reason why I know that you guys will be successful moving forward and you'll get bigger and bigger is that you still think like that. Yeah. Like you still think to yourself, we're not a huge channel yet. We still got a lot of stuff to do. You're thinking about the algorithm. You're thinking about all these other videos that you can come up with. And you're constantly thinking of like even trying to set up a time to just do this podcast. Like you guys are recording, you guys are doing the Omegle thing, which is hilarious. That brought back some memories from when I was a kid hopping on that thing with buddies on to see what's going on. But yeah, that was sweet. I appreciate you guys saying that. One of the things that I really did want to touch on, you guys did say that your previous YouTube channel was more of an R-rated. This one's more of a family-friendly, everyone can enjoy it type of deal. Have you guys ever had, even like on the Even Out Twins one, you ever had a prank go sideways?
It happens, you know what? Like since we're doing like more of a PG stuff, like it just almost like it's not as physically scary, but there's always stuff that goes wrong sometimes. Like
behind the scenes, what he's trying to go for. So we know how to approach people correctly. We don't, intrusively prank them. We don't humiliate them. So that's on screen. It's easy, but off screen, when we're filming, we have so much things
to worry about. Like we get chased out of the mall by the security guards, like all the time. And then like when you're getting chased out, it's like you're a criminal, but you just don't like, people don't like seeing that full camera inside a mall, right?
You can have a phone, but when they see a professional camera, everyone starts looking at you weird, so.
I never really thought about that, but like you guys would like obviously, especially with the quality of your videos, you guys would have a larger size camera. Like I just have a small camcorder for when I start doing the podcast, because most of the stuff that people are going to see is going to be the audio, unless the YouTube picks up. But with the podcast specifically, mostly the audio is the thing you're looking for. But I never really thought about that. I don't know if I've ever seen someone in a mall with a big size camera, but I'd instantly be like, oh my gosh, like who's here? Who's recording? I can't imagine what the security guys are doing. I can't imagine just getting chased out.
That's the most common one. Yeah, the security.
And how you said audio, it's same thing with YouTube. I think if you're watching a YouTube video, it's almost okay to watch a 720 frames per second video, but if they have good audio, it's always better as opposed to bad audio and good footage. So it goes hand in hand with each other.
And there's another one we did. I forgot to say, we were filming like in London area, and there's like a lot of sometimes sketchy people in the wrong areas.
So yeah, that's actually back to your question. Yeah, that was pretty sketchy where we're filming the twin deja vu prank with those little twin girls we found online. They wanted
two identical twin girls. Yeah, we're like acting like their dads, and one guy who just came literally, I don't know, like
out of nowhere, comes up to me, and I see him in the corner of my eye. Just comes out, pulls out a knife this big, and goes to my throat,
like close enough. Like,
and I'm like, and I don't know what it was at once. So I just kind of dodged out of the way, just just subconsciously. This guy's like, "You shall die," and starts walking off. I'm like, "Oh my!" I literally,
we're like in London. We're like, what the hell?
It was, I guess the part where they, do the illegal activities there. So that was sketchy. Like,
we had to call he literally just walked up to you with a knife, put it to your throat, and then just walked away.
Dude, and there's a little girl with us too.
I was holding her too, so like it missed me and then almost got her, but I kind of dodged it out of the way. But her mother was there, and she snapped.
She called the cops, and it was scary. Yeah. It's crazy because like for something so just
innocent.
Innocent. Like you just got to be careful.
There are a lot of people though that want to do harm. So when they see people trying to make it for themselves, they get envious, I guess. And I don't know what his mindset was though, but that was the sketchiest thing ever happened to me, man.
Man, that's not what I was expecting. Like I was like the mall security guards. I can see those guys getting on their high horse and trying to get people out of the mall. But that's intense, man. Like my tattooist was in London. I grew up in Tillsonburg. That was the malls I went to, like White Oaks and Masonville. I think I noticed one of your videos. It was Tip Top Taylor in the background of the escalator. You were probably in Masonville, or
that's exactly Masonville. Yeah, that's
What, so I recognized that stuff, and that's when I was just kind of like, these guys got to be closer. And I reached out, and you guys had done a prank in Tilsonburg. But anyway, back to the subject. You like, especially with a little girl there. Like, I understand if someone's pissed off. I never understand why they bring a knife to you, but I understand like the envy and the jealousy of someone being successful and trying to get in on that. But that's intense, man. Like, you don't get into this thinking that's going to happen.
Yeah, no, it was brutal. It wasn't even like a knife. It was like a recycled metal iron thing, like casting. I don't know, like something for like a frame. Like he was a homeless guy, so you can see it was like it was like a big shard of metal. Jeez. And then he came up to us afterward filming, and he's like, "You shall die. Your kind shall die," or something like that.
He's just one of those crazy guys who worship the devil. But that was just like one of the stories that we just couldn't believe. Like in LA, we've gone to crazy stuff, but that's like, you know, in Hollywood late at night. But this is like in London. It was like where you don't expect it.
That's the worst.
And I think that's when you have to be careful when you put your guards down.
Yeah.
There's always something that could happen. Like even like I got almost run over by a car a couple of times just because when you're filming, you're not thinking about people behind you or anything.
Oh yeah.
You're in your own bubble, right?
Yeah,
so
and then
zone out what's going on.
And I just almost get like a car whips by. I'm like, whoa. I got to be more smart about this, you know.
Yeah, but that's up to you though.
That's my fault. Yeah.
That's wow. I was not expecting that, man. That's mind-boggling that some strange guy come up with a knife. That puts a damper on the day for sure.
Yeah, we just continue on, like screw it, you know.
Like, what are you gonna do? You know what I mean?
Yeah, what are you supposed to do at that point, right? Cops are called. Keep on rolling. You're already there. Exactly. But yeah. You guys were talking about like being like making sure the algorithm worked, and that's how you get more views. And I've always like when I first started doing the podcast, I kind of tried to do some research on how to make it so that like I don't like no one wants to be a one-hit wonder. Like when you hit it, you're like, oh my gosh, let's stick with this. But most of the people that do a one-hit wonder, what they're doing isn't really a niche. It's just something cool that had happened. That's why they can't. My point of view, that's why they can't build off of it.
Yeah.
But I did do a lot of research on how to make a podcast more successful and make sure that more people see it. So like buying all the proper equipment, like as high end as I could want to put money into it just off the start could be.
Right.
But when you guys talk about being monetized and stuff, like I remember like when I originally was going to talk with you guys, I had just seen your YouTube page and then I saw your Instagram and that's where I reached out. And then I finally noticed that you guys were verified on TikTok and on YouTube. Does that make a huge difference once you've already had a successful amount of people follow your channel?
So on YouTube, actually does. It's cool to have that, you know, verification for so many reasons I can get to you after that. But how we got that was for YouTube, if you have 100,000 subs, you're eligible to apply for the creator program for verification, but there's a lot of requirements in order to do that. So
they don't just give you one. You have to be required.
So you need to make unique content first off. You can't be using other people's faces or videos and uploading in your channel. So you notice a lot of YouTuber creators who have 800,000 subs, 1 million subs, but they're not verified. It's because they're taking other people's work and then they're putting on there. So they're not the face of the camera. So there's a lot of kind of requirements where you meet it, but overall, we got it pretty quick though.
Yeah, like it's not like to separate from the money question, like verification doesn't do anything.
Nothing
for money. Like you don't get money more just because you're verified.
Or opportunities, if you will. Doesn't do much. It just helps you out, I guess, to look more, you know,
professional. And as well, the one thing we realized that the check gives you is like when you comment on another creator's page or YouTube,
you go to the top.
Yeah, you go to the top. Right. And that's like where it helps the business aspect of it, is because no matter what, you stick up.
Yeah.
And then maybe for like collaborating or maybe just for like sponsor deals, you get their attention quicker. And that's how the notification will help you out with.
Right. They look at you like you're like, you know.
You're verified with YouTube and verified with TikTok. So like, it's not like scam people or anything like that. So you're like,
no, I like that YouTube did the verification thing just like you said, I didn't know that it was for unique creators that weren't copying or not using someone else's.
Right.
Like it's not just someone putting together a bunch of prank videos that aren't even theirs to try and obtain views. Exactly. So that's pretty cool. But I've definitely been searching through like to see people's stuff, and I do click the verified people before I'll click the non.
Yeah, right. And absolutely. That's also subconsciously good for, you know, having a verified channel.
Understand that to them, like, which is like target audience, 80% of people, maybe 90% don't know what that verification means, but they're going to click on it. Is because in their head that means you're
production company.
You're successful, or you're bring attention. And that's what the thing is, right? To the non creators, right? They think it's really cool, so I'll click on his first. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
No, I think that's definitely true. And I've always noticed, like, even if you go to someone who's very successful or famous and you go to their page or even on their Instagram, the only comments you can see, unless it's just a bunch of hecklers, is the blue check marks over and over again of people that actually want to comment on it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I noticed that too. We got to get our Instagram now up to par with.
Yeah, we have to grow more on Instagram because it's all different, right? Like it's all like different platforms for different videos. And like, I guess the people who don't use YouTube will be on Instagram, but they could be a different generations or target audience. So you always have to kind of change it. But nonetheless, like the goal to help us is to get verified on Instagram. But the main worry is like YouTube, I guess.
Yeah, we're like I said, we don't know much. We just learned through trial and error along the way. So like the things we picked up now, I don't know much. If I did, we'd probably be more successful.
Yeah.
But we're just learning along the way right now. We kind of stumbled across our niche, and we're trying to grow on that for now, and then see what happens.
Yeah,
you have, like, even when I first reached out that I wanted to have you guys on, and I asked if you guys would, you were at like 120,000 subscribers on YouTube. You're now at like 147. It might even went up since I checked.
Yeah. We just hit 150 today, like a minute ago. So
look at that.
It's not bad
for you guys, man.
Yeah, it's not bad. Like you said before, it's a very small in the bigger aspect of it, is because you're not making that money what people think that you are making because you over 100,000 subs. It doesn't really equivalent to that. You got to be like a lot more higher to get like the money to fall down,
especially like brand deals and stuff like that. Eventually we'll get there, but for now, just twin video. That's it for now.
Consistency, I guess.
Yeah,
it's working, man. Like the consistency is working. Even like the people, like I talk to my family, my friends, and like my close family and friends knew that I was going to do this. I didn't release anything out just saying that I was going to do it early. I just released a thing on TikTok, just like showing my setup in here, saying that I was going to go on with you guys.
Awesome.
Just trying to get in every avenue I can. But I understand where you're coming from, where you're like, we're here on Instagram, we're here on we're here on Instagram, we're here on YouTube, we're here on TikTok based on your following. And it's hard to know what content you need to put on each platform to make you consistently successful.
Exactly. And that's the hard part, because
we don't have a manager. Like that's exactly it. Because usually like when you have a team, you get to that point where like at the end of the day, our goal should be just filming, not just posting, but like finding back ways to grow.
100%.
Yeah, it should be like a manager. Once you have a manager or team or editors, then our goal is just to focus on videos. But for now, it's like one video a week is hard, is because there's so much other stuff behind the doors.
Post edits,
editing, and finding like collaborations, finding people, finding cameramen, finding this and that.
Locations. So all that back end is more than the front end. Once we're filming, that's easy peasy, you know what I mean? But everything up till then and after is hard, tedious. Yeah.
And it's hard because you don't get more appreciation or more successful because of all the work you put into it. It's not what they see. As long as the stuff that you're putting out is successful, you will hopefully be successful.
Right. Yeah.
But it's, in my opinion, I'm not at the same level you guys are, but I see it as like a curve, because like you start getting more and more successful. You're at like your 150,000 subscribers. And like you said, when you can get a manager and you can get people that are running all this stuff that you're spending 90% of your time doing, once you have that team, then I feel like you see that huge spike.
Yeah.
That's a very good point.
That's a good point. Yeah, I never thought of it that way. Yeah, that could be one exact. That's the way you mentioned. That's how it increased like 100%.
And that's what we're trying to do the next step. And like, I guess, and that brings us to like the next topic is during the COVID times, right? And then that's why, like, to reach out to those managers or to reach out to like people who are interested, it's difficult now to do that, is because, it's always done face to face now. Nobody really wants to.
And we're still a small channel. So not many managers want to take us in yet. We're still a lot to prove. Once we get like, I guess, a bigger following, that'd be more, more for them incentive to kind of work for us.
They don't have to ask. Yeah.
And it's also hard. And I'm also obviously speaking hypothetically, but it's also hard because if you guys are even at the point where a manager wants to approach you and wants to take you on as a client, you're also like, is this who we want? Like, even though we're getting offered a manager, is he going to run us into the ground? Is he going to appreciate this channel as much as he should? Or should we hold off and wait for more offers and then weigh our options? Because I know if I got offered right now, like, hey man, like, we'd like to sponsor you, or we'd like to give you some money, or we'd like to be your producer or anything like that, I'd be like, oh my gosh, yes. Then I'd sit down. Then I'd sit down that night and be like, should I be? Like, does this guy does he think it's a great idea? And now he's trying to jump on the wagon and hopefully make something out of it. But that's a risky game.
It is a risky game, and up till then, how you said that is we're trying to build a following where we're in the position
to choose.
So
not the other way around.
We stick, we put our tails between our legs for the first few years. We got offered a couple of managers, but nothing until we choose the right manager that can point us towards, TV shows, productions. If you had any input, and if you had any prior success, like we're showing success on content creation. So same thing goes towards managers. They're taking 10%, if not more,
20% sometimes.
And that's from our hard work, right? And then we find the brand deals. He gets 10% right away. I don't want to give a guy 10% of our brand deals unless he found it.
Yeah.
So there's ways of kind of balancing it out.
True. You don't want to give away a piece of the pie before you even have to.
Exactly. So if he finds the deals, then he can take 10%. But so that's where we're trying to find the manager and balance out all that. Up till then, we're still looking for it. And
one day.
No rush. Maybe one day.
See, I'm in sales on my 9 to 5 job every day.
Yeah.
And the way I would approach someone if I was a manager would be to show them that I'm earning it. Like I would find them that deal prior to even meeting with them to show them what I've come up with before even sitting down with them. I think you gotta I'm not speaking for you, but waiting to find the right opportunity where someone's going to prove to you that they're going to, you guys put all your time and effort into this. This is your life. This is your baby. You're not just going to hand it off to someone just because they say they're going to make you famous or something.
That's the last thing I want to hear when somebody says, I'll make you famous. Right away, it's like, that's not true.
Yeah.
And when you tell me realistically, there's a lot more work to do. And I'm probably more inclined, I'd rather work with you because you're realistic,
Straight shooter, right?
Yeah.
So that's so accurate. It's good. It's cool to hear you guys say that. Like if someone the worst thing you want to hear is that I'll make you famous. Cause when you hear about all these, it's more of a movie sense than anything, but you probably saw it more in LA than you would see it here with, I'll make your dreams come true. I'll make you the spotlight. And that's where you see a lot of the cancel culture come from is everyone just hoping that their hopes and dreams get fulfilled by some random person they don't even know.
That's exactly it.
And that's on top to add on to that as well as they don't put the effort in as well. So that's a scary part. There's a lot of creators out there who don't want to have, and they don't want to put their energy in all that.
They just expect it,
So it's different world, especially up there. It's pretty cutthroat up there, but
90% of people in LA are wanting to be something, right? That's what you go there for. So
without proving their worth.
So true. That's very well put. And I had thought about that so many times when I was just like, I want to pack up all my stuff. I want to move to either. I'm a big Joe Rogan fan. I love following his stuff and Tom Segura, Burt Kreischer. I follow their podcasts. It's where my niche was. It's where I was like, I love to talk. I want to do comedy when COVID finally is wherever we're going to end up.
Yeah.
But,
oh my God.
I always thought about just wanting to pick up and either move to Austin or move to LA and to try my best. And I would obviously, especially if I'm there, I would definitely put my heart and soul into it. And every waking hour I had into my process and what I want to do and how I want to be successful. And then I sat down and thought to myself, I'm like, if I can't become at least a little successful here, I'm not going to go to the most cutthroat, overpopulated with people trying to be successful place in North America.
That's a good way to say it. And
it's true though. It's hard to understand that, but that's the truth though. Like to a certain point, like the reason why going there will be good is because it's a learning curve. You learn how to see it, how to put it together. But when you come back, you can apply that product. And I guess when you find your niche, then it's like you can almost travel anywhere you want. It's because you're bringing something with you when you're traveling.
And people can sense that, you're a hardworking guy, you're honest, and you have good content. And that kind of shows itself out. It's hard to show it out in the first little while, just exactly like we are. But once it's out there, people tend to, hone and gravitate towards that. So it could stand you apart. We like your concept. So it's really good, man.
We're just thinking we should take our shirt off and you should put a thumbnail there and maybe you can get more views.
I was actually going to ask you guys how you come up with the thumbnails. Like I've seen David Dobrik is a huge one that you see all over the place. Yeah. He's big on the clickbait merch and stuff. And that's all relative to a thumbnail and how people are going to click on it. And it gets people to click on it. Yeah. Do you guys have some kind of a process or you just kind of find the clip in your edited video that seems like, oh, that'd be what I'd click on?
So I thought about that for a while. Usually a lot of guys like David Dobrik is vlogging So they do a lot of more face shots where you can see the expressions on the vlog, right? On the thumbnail. But for us, it doesn't really mean that. So what we're trying to do was take a shot from the video, our prank. Because pranks, I guess we're trying to stay away from the prank title now for the past few months.
Yeah, because nobody wants to see prank, right?
And also, I guess, I feel like it kind of hinders the quality of the video to go viral if you have prank typed in. You know what I mean? It's so 2016, you know what I mean? So we're trying to stay away from that. But
thumbnails are from the pictures of that. Put it together.
Again, for pranks, usually they're always good if you don't veer off and take like a hot girl from, you know, a Baywatch and you put on your thumbnail, because that's,
and when they click on it, they see it and it's not there, then they're gonna not even watch the video, which ruins your actual time thing on YouTube. So you gotta be as realistic as possible. So when you put stuff in your thumbnail, it has to correlate to the video or something, or otherwise people are gonna be like, this is clickbait, no one's gonna watch it, and then it ruins your YouTube monetization
algorithm. Yeah, which
that's next level for you guys to think about that. Like, I've always thought of just like, you got to get them to the video, got to get them to the video, got to get them to the video. When I was doing all the research on how to make your video more successful and how to make it, like, I've always heard that the best thing you can do is get on the recommended list.
Yeah.
I don't know if that true.
That's very much true.
Well, yeah, I guess that's 100% true. But to get on the recommended list is, like I said, you need. The subscribers are a great thing to have because it happens instantaneously. You can have, helps you get to that recommended. And recommended, I guess, falls under browse features and on your homepage. That's the recommended you want to be on, right?
Yeah.
So we haven't got on it much, man. There's months or half a year where our viewers don't get the views. They're unrecommended, but some months, some videos just skyrocket. So
yeah, it's all correlated to like recommendation. For instance, like if you have 1 million subscribers, that 1 million subscribers will help you get to that recommended list for YouTube. And that's what subscribers really necessarily mean, is because all they do is help you chance of being recommended more and then being seen more around the world, right?
And again, we haven't gotten the viral video overnight yet. So it's been taken over a month or two. So it's mainly because from recommended as opposed to the front page.
Once you get in the front page of YouTube, then
that's huge. That's tens of millions of views. So that's our next goal. Yeah,
it's very well put the way you're saying it, though, because as I was saying, when I was looking through those videos on how to properly gain views and keep people and monetize and all that stuff, the biggest thing they said is based on the length of your video, you obviously want them there for the whole duration, but the longer you can keep them, the more successful and the better the algorithm will work.
Exactly.
That's a trick. That's an actual trick.
The way we learned through processes, I found out through the editing as well. I don't know. I tell a lot of people that, my friends, and also it's funny how you said that. So if you put a prank, we try to veer off from the beginning to end of that reaction. I go halfway, right before they're going to react crazy, and I take that and I put that to the end. So then they'll be entitled more to watch the whole video. It's like, oh, I want to see the guy's reaction. It's probably be at the end. So
that's how you keep them assistant.
So that's why instead of putting, front to end, next shot, front to end, I do front to middle, front to end, front to end. So it's like varies off the reaction, right?
So you keep on, watching that video.
There's no fat in there. So for now, we're still a small channel. I don't want to add too much fat and our unique style yet, but once we grow bigger, then I can throw in like, our one-liners that everybody's going to find funny because they're here to watch us. But now nobody's here to watch us yet.
They just want to see people getting reacted to. That's
right.
It.
Exactly. So until then, we're trying to, that's our formula for that thing.
I think it's a mature way of you guys approaching it. Like it does make you guys see this as, obviously you enjoy it. This is your passion, but you do look at it as a business as well. And a chance at, like, you guys are already successful, but like you've said, and like I've said, there's a lot of different stages to success.
Absolutely.
But like you said, like that's such a smart way. And I never really thought about that. Like when you said you throw a Baywatch girl in there, they click on it, they open it. This has nothing to do with Baywatch. Next, then you're just ruining that video. So to put something that's farther in, that does remind me of like David Dobrik's style, to be honest with you. Like you like see something, or you see what he writes as his
thumbnail header
description of the video, and you're like, oh my gosh, I want to see that. And it's within it's in like the last minute and a half of the vlog. You do wait for it.
That's the whole trick to it. People subconscious don't even understand that.
And also
it is.
Brings back to the point is usually how I said the beginning of the video, you can notice the reaction, the best reaction I always put, so you know what's going to happen in the video. And then you cut back to the start of the video. So it kind of gives them a sense of like, all right, that's what happened. How did that happen? And then after how did that happen? Let's see the whole, stage of happening to how it happens. So there's variations.
That's the editing process.
Yeah. So that's add my little flavor to it that I'm beginning to learn on.
Do you guys have like a fairly large editing software? Like I just use DaVinci.
Yeah, I guess they're all pretty good. You know, I do Adobe Premiere, which is like, it's good. I did Elements prior to Premiere, so it's just like GarageBand versus Logic. You step into it, get in the basics, and then after you get the basics, you go to the, and there's like beginner, medium, and expert. But I don't want to learn any other program software because I'm too lazy and have no time to learn anything else.
I opened I asked my buddy, I just asked him what the basic gear I should have. Like I got an audio interface that I'm getting the proper quality. Yeah, I got the mic set, the headphones, and I bought the laptop, and then I started downloading all the free software that he recommended that I use to record the podcast.
Yeah.
And obviously most of the time they won't be recorded like this. There'll be 2 mics, and it'll all be recorded in the laptop. Then it'll all be edited.
Yeah.
But I opened DaVinci the first time and I was so overwhelmed and not cut out for it. And after like 20 minutes of watching some videos and messing around with it, it's not as intimidating as a lot of people think it is.
Yeah. But that's also high intimidation. Like, man, when I started editing, like I had to look up just the simplest things online, and it's so hard to dig out through the, all that online stuff. A 20-minute video, you have to watch 20 minutes just to find out, it's Command V, Command Z. That's all I needed to find out, so.
That's how they kept you in there, man. That's how the views are rolling.
Yeah. So it's like, they won me over.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. We'll switch gears a little bit here. Yeah. I wanted to tell you guys a couple prank ideas, and I wanted to just hear what you guys thought about them, and like maybe if you guys would ever consider executing them, or how you guys would execute them.
Yeah, absolutely, man.
One thing that I do quite a bit right now, I'm growing a mullet actually, because my buddy decided when we first got shut down to make a deal with me that if something specific happened that I would have to grow a mullet. Yeah. And I haven't grown out my hair in like a year and a half, but now I've got this mullet. So I used to go to the barbers like twice a month. Have you guys ever thought of doing a prank where one of you guys goes into the barber, gets a haircut, next twin comes in wearing the exact same outfit, gets the same haircut?
Yes. It's funny that you said that. We had our hair before down to our chest. We had like very, a mustache. We did it once. We donated our hair to the cancer, but like the thing is, we made a mistake with that. So we realized is me and my brother, if we were to go get a haircut, the same outfit, I would go in there and start getting my haircut. But then I'll tell her I have to use the bathroom. So then my brother will switch with me, and then the part she cut in my hair is not going to be there in my brother's head. So every 5-10 minutes we want to switch, but without telling her anything, just switch. That's the key. You let her find out as opposed to us reacting. So that's another, way of trying to prank people. Let it sink in for them. Let her figure out when she's cutting her hair.
So that is that how you guys approach them all? Is like letting them figure out that it's a prank or that it's a skit more than anything?
Yeah, exactly. You don't want to make it obvious because then it defeats the purpose. When they figure it out, that's when they go. When they figure it out, their face kind of changes. You know what I mean? And that's what you want on camera.
And when we're filming, we don't notice that, right? I don't notice the reaction. Sometimes I go back home like, damn, it's a really good reaction, And then the reactions I thought are good are usually horrible. So it's like we don't expect it. You prank them. So when it sinks in for them, it's the best.
Yeah.
Let it just look at them and kind of make them question it.
But the haircut pranks, that's our next.
That's a good point. Yeah. Well, that's our next. That's one of the next ones. Once COVID kind of.
We need to see the
once
mask.
You can get back in.
Yeah.
And the reactions of the masks are a problem for us. So like go inside a mall now, and anything to do with indoor kind of thing, there's no point of filming is because you can't see their face, right?
And that's a lot of the thing you're looking for is a reaction. That's why the Omegle's genius. I didn't even think about it. Where else are you supposed to get people to not wear the mask?
Exactly. You can't do anything, especially cold weather.
Yeah, that's especially cold weather.
They put their hoods on and they put their masks on. It's like you can't do anything, Yeah. And that's the creativity is difficult is because instead of doing something so simple, you have to be, outside the box to find people where they're gonna be without the mask.
Yeah. So we base the pranks off that, but
yeah.
That's well done, man. And like even hearing you guys, like that's the cool thing. Like you guys can get ideas from people and then you take it to your own level. Like going into the bathroom and having her do the same haircut the whole time. Yeah, that's hilarious. Like, and it reminds me of like watching your tattoo prank.
Yeah.
Did you guys actually got a tattoo? Both of you guys got the same one?
No, he did it.
Yeah, he got the tattoos.
We did two tattoo twin pranks. So I got 2 tattoos on my arm and my leg. for this prank. And I'm so stupid. It's because I could have gone with just a little tattoo, you know, I went all out, you know, just everywhere on my arm. Then I realized a week later, I was like, man, why did I get 2 tattoos?
And to build off that, you're the only person who knows now, which hopefully a lot more people find out. We're doing a new tattoo prank where it's going to be the tattoo removal prank. So we have the same tattoos in our back. We got a few years back. So I might want to delete a couple words off it, you know, and then go back to the washroom. My brother comes out with the same tattoo. So that's more, you know, confusing for them because that's like, you know, they went through it. So we're still building off the idea, but eventually.
That's hilarious though. Like even if you went into a tattoo removal place and he was talking about one of those big ones that he should have got a smaller one of.
Yeah.
And he's like, this is the one I want to get removed. You come out of the bathroom and it's gone. Like that's harder, I guess, because it's not very long.
That's exactly. Yeah. That's exactly.
I guess, that does make it a little more of you want it to be longer than that. Do you guys aim for a certain timeline with all of them?
Well, it all depends on like if it's like a repetitive prank. If it's one of those pranks where like you get multi-reactions, you want to get like at least 6 reactions back to back to back to back. But when you do pranks like a tattoo prank, it's just one person.
It's more like punk. We look at it more like a punk video, as opposed to like just for laughs kind of videos. We have like staggered pranks.
So when you have like just one prank, you actually have to almost build a character. It's because you have to keep the little stuff funny in between because the prank's just the one part. So you have to have more than just the prank for it. So that's why it's trickier than doing that.
It's well done, man. I can't believe you got 2 tattoos. That's intense.
It's too much.
Is that all you have is the 2?
No, we got more, but we got to be careful is because just our pranks, you know, like once we have a tattoo hanging out, people will be like, oh, that's not you. You know what I mean? So we have to keep our hair the same length, our tattoos hidden, our clothes the same size and color, always for videos.
Yeah. One of you guys can't gain weight, man. That throws the whole thing off.
That's the hardest part too.
But it's fun. Yeah, it's the hardest part. We have to like, all right, what's your diet got to be next month? You know?
Or we're gonna trim your beard. We have to trim our beards on the same day.
Yeah,
it was like, and I hate that being the twin, but that's for the videos. You know, everything has to be according. You know,
it's at least you're thinking about it. Yeah. Like it's something that like, did you guys think about that right off the hop? Like I'm not a twin, so I would never really think about that kind of stuff. But that might have been something that you guys were kind of self-aware of anyway.
Yeah. But usually, if we're not filming for like couple weeks, we let it go, have fun, but like, all right, back to work. All right,
cut our hair, cut our faces. All right, back to looking the same, you know.
Yeah.
So do you guys like to try and do like a week of hardcore, like record, then give yourself the time to edit it, and then you've got enough videos to last a little while so you guys can have a break?
That's a trick, but that's not how it works sometimes.
I wish it worked like that. Usually it's depending on
summertime we do that. In
summertime,
the summer we do that.
Yeah, you mainly kind of get the pranks, like get the nice chunky pranks out, and then during wintertime we like to do more of, you know,
one at a time, just because it's so hard, especially during the COVID times, because nothing's set in stone, nothing, you know, I have to find a filmer. So when we have the opportunity to get someone who can help us film, then it's easy. Then we can do like 4 days back to back, and then like you said, you can catalog that every week, you release it, and you have time to do other stuff other than filming.
And again, which brings us back to the beginning where I wish we had a manager to figure out half the stuff. That's when we'd film more. But until then, you know, you film a prank, you go back home. There's so much more back end to do that stuff. So, but it's catch-22.
Yeah, it is.
I guess that's right. Especially with what you guys are doing. Like your videos aren't just here's the video rolling the whole time. You guys are zooming in on their faces, doing the editing of seeing their reactions, which is most of the reason why people are there, just to see how well these people take what you're doing to them. So there's definitely a lot more editing with you guys than obviously with a podcast. It's a completely different scenario.
It is.
But with jumping over to like the TikTok thing, we were talking before about how you've got to like really focus on what you're doing, try and keep your stuff consistent, and make sure that you're keeping the same goals throughout. Like not like, okay, I've hit 1 million subscribers. Now I'm just going to, you know, I'll get to it when I get to it, kind of maintain it. And with the one hit wonders type of thing, that's more of a thing that's more frequent on TikTok, in my opinion.
Oh yeah.
Like you can like, it's crazy how like I buy all this equipment just so I can try and have a mediocre podcast, and you see these people picking up their phone and they're editing the whole thing out and they're adding certain stuff. And it's really changing how social media is allowing people to become so successful.
Everyone can be a creator.
That's I think that's the worst. Like I said, you put your time into it, you put your energy, and you do have a charismatic energy about you, so which help you stand out versus the other people. You're honest, you have a good concept, and that is not enough anymore. And that even for us, like it's not enough anymore. It's you got these kids, you know, doing backflips off fucking cars and shit, their parents' cars, and they get millions of views. And it's the same thing for us, man. It's like, geez, man, how does that? But TikTok equates differently than YouTube. So
sure.
Where you can blow up in your industry of podcasts and all that as opposed to TikTok. But you never know. Like, it's hard to stand out even for us as well. But
you have to be creative, almost like to the point where you're stupid but not stupid enough. That kind of line.
That's being smart. If that makes sense.
Yeah. No, I get how you're trying to say that.
Yeah, absolutely. And those kids on TikTok, like you said, they can just whip up their phone and talk on their phone and they get millions of views.
They do fake pranks. It's fake. It's like, how does this get even 10 times more than our video where we took us like 2 weeks to film a reaction?
Yeah.
Man, you even saying that the one that drives me nuts, and I'm not, people can do what they want and everyone has their own opinion and people like what they like, people dislike what they dislike. The ones that are hard and it gets me every time is the ones where it's like 4 friends, they're in the same videos every time. They prank them with like I bet you can't get the $5 from underneath the bottle without touching the bottle. And then it's like a 5.5 minute video of me watching them figure out who's finally going to pick up the bottle. And it's
brutal, eh?
It's brutal to watch it, but it's like, oh my gosh, how does this prank work?
And also to that point, it's like, how does nobody see that camera? Is it just floating there? Like, or do they see the person, literally holding the camera in front of their face?
It's ridiculous, man.
Like, camo phone. There's a camouflage on the phone.
It's very well said that anyone can go viral now. Anyone can be a creator with the phone that's in their pocket, but those ones drive me mental because I sit there and I get to 5.5 minutes long and I'm sitting there like, I know this is fake. Why am I still watching this? Then I always click on the comments because that's hilarious. People light those people up.
Yeah, man. I pause the video because I don't want to give them the time. And then read the comments. I skip their commercials and that if they're monetized, like they don't deserve my view.
This episode of the podcast is brought to you by Triple Bogey Brewing. Now imagine this. You're out on the course with some buddies. It's a par 3. You hit a missile of a drive, chip onto the green, and you could putt here for par. Unfortunately, you 4-putt. Now I don't know about you, but I'd say that's a triple bogey. And you've earned this one. Enjoy the rest of the episode. A certain amount, and you guys touched perfectly on it, is that you guys are trying to make or have people like you. Not like your content. They want to come to it to see you do it.
Exactly. And that's where you create a brand or a lifestyle. And then once you create that kind of lifestyle,
you can branch out.
You can sell stuff, or for business wise, if they like you and they trust you and they see you using this stuff, that's where you get like the money will come in, is because endorsements will come that way, is because they know like you're a trustworthy guy and the people will buy you from. But other than that, it doesn't really equivalent to a lot of stuff without that realistic kind of lifestyle.
And again, we're still at the bottom end of that. So we haven't got to the point where people coming out to see us yet. Like, you got a couple comments, but it's not, nearly where we want it to be yet.
Yeah, well, it's good that you guys at least approach it like that. Like, you don't think of it as we gotta keep flooding the market with content and hope people just keep following the content. But like you said, the people that are the most successful have the same people coming and watching their video every single time because they're enjoying the people, not just the rant, like the skits and stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's the key to success, I think. And that's something we've been thinking about. And I know that's the key to success, is because you got to create something they want to watch, right?
Just like we have a twins concept, you have a good heart-to-heart concept, which is sick. You found it out. It's hard to find that right off the bat, right? So it helps if you're creative going into it as opposed to learning it along the way, like we did, right? Yeah. So we learned everything step by step, but you know what you want. You went in there. So that's a good format. Yeah, you beat the curve right off the bat. So it's good, man.
I appreciate that. I've been contemplating coming out with a second style of podcast with a completely different name, where like this one is more of an interview process. I don't know. I classify it as an interview process just because I'm asking you guys questions. I'm actually very interested in to know what you guys have to say. It's obviously a market, like with YouTube and being verified and having like 800,000 followers on TikTok and all your views and stuff. It's questions that you're not always going to know the answer to. And you can look up as many videos as you want on how do you get successful on YouTube? How do you make money on YouTube? How do you make money on TikTok?
Yeah.
No one has a for sure answer because and I'm starting to notice this more, there isn't a for sure answer.
Exactly.
Like, you can have a crazy good algorithm, and that's going to help you be successful.
For sure.
Yeah.
But I feel like there's a lot more that goes into it than just having the followers.
Absolutely.
And it's good that you have those questions you want to be answered. And that's why people will come and watch you, because they know that what you're thinking is what they're thinking.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You go to you cut the bullshit out. You find out really what's going on. So that's why people tend to gravitate towards you more. It's like, oh, I learned something from the podcast. Why I typed it in and I found out in the first few minutes. So that's what will help you. You know what I mean? It's a good way of looking at it
for
too.
sure. Yeah.
Like, have you guys ever thought, like, you guys have your niche right now, like it is definitely unique. Like, even like the set of twins that you grabbed for the one that you did in Tilsonburg, like it's not like anyone else is doing the identical twin thing and coming out with content like this. So you guys have definitely cranked the market. I'm assuming you guys have never thought of like another type of avenue to go to, or a second channel, or a different type of outlook, or doing like both sides of the R-rated and regular style.
Yeah, that's definitely been questioning. Like, we're thinking about creating a second channel so we can incorporate our humor, so we don't have to discourage that front channel. Like, we have so much funny humor that we want to put up. But now points like, do we want to do a vlog channel so you can just follow us around? Or we're thinking maybe even like, incorporate, those Property Brothers guys we're talking about, just buying a house and flipping it. And while we're flipping the house, we vlog it just with our sense of humor for YouTube. It's like kind of indoor little pranks inside the house, but we're flipping the house.
And also skits. We're thinking about doing short movies and skits, trying to get off to that for the second job. Yeah, branch off of that. That's our next thing, is to write a script. We want a little short movie script. So that's why we built a platform too. Because if I approach producers, they'll be more entitled to see me because I'm verified. Back to their thing. They see an inbox verification. All right, this guy takes more serious as opposed to unsolicited information, if you know what I mean.
No, definitely.
Yeah, so they don't take any unsolicited information unless you have a manager, but we can jump ahead without a manager, and they can hear us directly. So that's what I'm aiming for in the future for another second channel, short movies and all that.
The reason why I asked, and your answer was almost exactly what my answer is, because I haven't figured out this podcast yet, so I haven't really put too much thought into deciding if I want to do another podcast.
Yeah.
But I have all the gear. Like, you guys have all the stuff. You know how to edit it. You know how you have a camera guy who's obviously clearly doing a good job. Yeah. You have the tools necessary. It's not doing anything but taking up more of your time to have that second channel. So like you said, I have a different aspect of me where, yes, I like to sit here and I like to interview, and I'm loving the answers and the stuff that you guys are providing, because it gives me all this knowledge. And I thought to myself, if I'm curious to know this stuff, someone else is. So that's where my avenue came here. But I do want to do comedy, and I'm like, I have friends that watch me do my podcast, and at the end, they're like, man, it's really weird to see you talk all like professional and not being an idiot. And it's different for them to see. So I've always thought about doing a second podcast. I came up with another name for it. It's called Fresh Thoughts. Fresh Thoughts Podcast, where me and my friends and my buddies sit around and we talk shit.
Talk shop. Talk shop. Yeah,
exactly. So that's why I wanted to know if you guys ever had the same feeling, or if you were just like, this is what we've got, this is what we're being successful at, we just got to stick to this right now. But I love to see that you guys are thinking like there's other avenues. And the Property Brothers thing was crazy.
Did
that catch you guys off guard, or did you guys reach out?
It's still weird because like when I saw them, we met them first at a clinic. It was in Toronto. I took a picture with them. And then I had to ask my dad. I'm like, Dad, like, did you have another family like 10 years ago? Because they're 10 years old. My dad's like, no, they're completely different.
So I posted on Reddit. Then like a couple of years after we met him at the Toronto Fair. And that went front page, man. That went front page of all of Reddit. And then after that, their manager kind of reached out, and then nothing much happened out of that. But
we did a commercial with them for HDTV.
Yeah, so we went to apply for Proper with the stunt double commercials. And we walked in. And these guys who knew us from our YouTube channel helped get that, I think, in a sense, because they knew we were comfortable in front of the camera. So we went in there, and then they're like, all right, you guys got it. You guys look exactly like them.
You guys are the miniature Property Brothers. We're like, oh my God.
I'm like, so we got that, and we became friends with the producer of the commercial. So that was funny.
They all think that we're their brothers. Like everywhere we go, like when we used to be servers at a restaurant. So we work at a wedding or at a bar, and then people are like, all right, what's going on? Like, you guys are the Property Brothers. I'm just like, sales are doing bad, house market's going to the ground. We're just picking up a second job. Yeah. But you guys are so short compared to them. Like, camera angles.
He goes, man, do one.
We look huge on TV. We're only 5'9" in real life.
Yeah. And then the manager, like, we met the manager, like, we should do like a tiny house Property Brothers kind of thing, spin to it, right?
Yeah, flip tiny houses.
Yeah, flip tiny houses. Yeah, for millennials. So that's funny concept.
The little Property Brothers. I did see that they called you the Property Brothers 2.0, which is hilarious. I'm glad they at least sent you a video and acknowledged it.
Oh yeah, that's another one. Yeah, that's funny. Yeah.
Oh my God. Yeah, we get everywhere. So like they're all 10 years older and they're super successful because they were actors before, the Property Brothers. And then they found out they're gonna have more opportunity doing like house rentals and stuff like that to get the different market and audience.
They built their own market as opposed to following the trend of becoming an actor, having a manager. They just literally started a brand new unique show where they flip houses. But what they stood out was the software they had and that TV show. I don't know if you watched Property Brothers when they came out.
Yeah, I've seen it many times.
Yeah, you know the software for editing where they show how it's gonna look like.
The room.
Yeah. Before it's done, before it's have a different. Yeah, so that's a software that kind of helped them stand out.
And that's how they start blowing up
on AGTV. They didn't have that in the shows before, so that's one of the things that they gravitated towards and they stood out.
That's pretty cool that you guys know that, because like when you watch the TV show, you're just thinking this is just like an on TV thing. I can't have some guy come in to do a reno in my house and he can show me what the room's gonna look like.
Exactly.
Yeah. So they're first to market with that,
and that's what really blew up. Like I always find out technology, adding some form of technology can enhance like your opportunity. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So
it's smart.
Yeah, it's smart what they did. Yeah, it's really smart.
It's very impressive.
Yeah, we'll flip houses, I guess.
No, I wouldn't do that. That's their shtick. That's their shtick. We can't take that.
Yeah,
that's it for you guys. Just flipping tiny homes.
Oh, buddy, easy. 500 square foot houses.
It's funny. A couple of comments on TikTok.
Yeah, that's done. We're done.
There's a couple of comments on TikTok we got from a couple of people who follow us. So like, we reached out to the Property Brothers, but to ask them if that was you guys and
doing those pranks and stuff like that. They're like, no, that's not us.
That's hilarious. I did watch your prank video of you guys pretending to be them, or at least you guys walked around, had people approach you. You're like, yeah, like taking pictures with them and stuff. And the like, you guys said it on that video too about them saying that you were so much shorter is just so funny.
People believe it, man. Some people actually do believe it, But I feel bad pretending to.
Because it's cringe when it's like, oh. But if they say, I know you from your prank channels, I'm like, yes, that's what I want to hear,
We're thinking about doing a prank for the Property Brothers. We want to go to Toronto and just walk into open houses and just bring a camera crew pretending we're gonna flip their house.
But meanwhile, the camera crew's filming our prank video, so it's like it's gonna help us. So you know what I mean. So it's gonna help us get the cameras in.
Yeah, going to open houses everywhere in Toronto pretending we're the Property Brothers. They're gonna flip out. I want the whole reaction. And everything like that.
Oh my gosh, yeah, like we're gonna buy this house because you guys are gonna help us flip it.
Yeah, exactly.
Buy this house right now.
Well, 100 over asking, which is not crazy right now. But.
Can you imagine that?
It's true, we could.
Yeah.
You might get some endorsement from some real estate agents to do that kind of stuff.
Good avenue.
We should think like that, but I don't know. That's cool. We'd be allowed to.
No, that's so funny. Like watching that video compared to like I've watched a lot of your videos, especially since I reached out. Like I saw the one because like your prank that was in Tillsonburg was posted on like the Tillsonburg Talk Facebook page.
Oh really?
Oh no.
So that's how everyone knew.
No
That's how everyone saw it. So it got like a couple hundred. There's like 20,000 people in that group.
No way.
And a lot of them saw it. And that's when I noticed that you guys were in Tillsonburg. I'm like, I've been thinking about trying to get some like more successful guests on the podcast. Yeah. And I was just like, they've got to be somewhat close. There's no way they're coming from the States to film a prank in Tillsonburg.
Yeah. Good thought, yeah.
But it was on that talk group, and a lot of people commented on it and thought it was hilarious. And that brought me to your page, and that's when I started watching a lot of your videos.
Amazing. I didn't know that. Thanks, man. Appreciate that.
Yeah, that's awesome. Because we had no idea that they shared it. Because I was wondering, comments are like, this is in Tillsonburg. I'm like, how the hell
does everybody know
where Tillsonburg is?
Yeah.
You know, like, what's going on? I guess.
Yeah, I went on it. Like, that group just hit 20,000 people today. And that's where it was posted, and it got a lot of success there, and a lot of people were sharing it to their friends, and it moved around Facebook a little bit, especially for my feed because I got a lot of friends that are in that group, so I was seeing it from that group, and I was seeing it all over my news feed because a bunch of my friends were sharing it that they were that you guys were in Tillsonburg, and that's where I've been trying to aim at, like different type of guests that are from different areas. If I target everyone that's in Tillsonburg, they're going to share it because I had them on the podcast. It's still going to stay in the same realm of people.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Right. So branching out and stuff, that's something I've been trying to figure out what to do.
Absolutely. Well, we're always looking for extra people to work with, man.
Yeah. If you're ever down in our videos too, man, we want
to do some skits. We need some more people to
I'm in for the skits. You can sign me up for that stuff.
We want to get a characters, Sick. When you get your mullet, we'll cut it for you.
No, we're not cutting that. We're keeping that.
Not the mullet. No. The cul-de-sac. You should do all the bald here and just grow the mullet straight up.
So you guys are gonna cut my hair into a mullet?
Yes, sir.
I don't know if I could pass as one of your twins. I think I'm a lot.
That's funny. No, but we're definitely looking for different guys to work with. So
yeah,
we'd definitely branch out in the future and work with you because you hold your own. You're funny, so you have good comedic time.
I appreciate you guys coming on here. If I do decide to do the second podcast, and it's more of a and if I see your second channel, if you guys decide to start doing some like, just like you said, like buying a house to flip it, showing people who you guys are, because you guys are charismatic. You guys are hilarious. Like,
thank you.
Hearing you guys actually joke and talk shit about, like, I can't imagine you guys getting into it about certain shit. It'd be so funny. So I would love to have you guys in person sometime in
Absolutely.
and
we'd love to be there, man. Thank you.
But if you guys ever need anything with an extra guy to hold a camera, or an extra guy to be just like a random Samaritan that walks in and starts off a prank, or even if you guys want to do skits, I'm always down.
Appreciate it.
You know what? That's amazing.
That's all we need to hear. We'll get a call from us very soon.
Yeah, we're looking for people like that.
Yeah, we do need, especially from the local area here. There's no one here who wants to do anything, right? So
definitely just say next month perhaps.
If you're down.
Yeah, we'll come down to Tilsonburg and let's figure out our videos down there.
Even earlier than that.
Even earlier, yeah.
Schedules accordingly. If you're
I make my own schedule with my job, so if I end up having to be there in Tilsonburg to do that stuff, I've got clients there. I'll make it a work day and a work day with you guys. We'll make something happen if you guys are cool with that.
Sick.
I love that, man.
That'd be sweet.
Yeah, it's hard. It's a hard thing, man. It's weird when you're on there, but I appreciate you guys coming on. I appreciate you guys taking the time out of your day. You guys have been so busy, and you guys are amazing guests. This was so smooth and so easy to talk to you guys. It's one of the first times I haven't just looked at my notepad for questions, because I had so many of my own to ask you guys. So I really appreciate you guys taking the time to do this.
Likewise, we appreciate your time, and hopefully we'll be working soon. You'll get a text from me.
Yeah. Thanks for having us on the show, man.
Thank you for having us on the show, man.
It's a great place. We'll keep in touch for sure, man.
Thanks a lot, guys. You guys have a good night.
You too, sir.
Take care, buddy.
Bye.
Thank you.